Hello everyone, welcome back to more Moon Knight. This is episode 2, Summon the Suit, I think it's called. So I assume we're going to see more of the suit in this one than we did in episode 1. You'd think. I'm hoping we see some cool actiony stuff in this one. But yeah, we're here. Connor is here this time as well. He has joined us. We can talk briefly about what you thought of episode 1, I suppose. I did reel off the things you sent me. But for me, I think it was the strongest first episode of a Disney Plus show we've gotten thus far. So what did you think of it?
Yeah, pretty much the same. It feels like it's been ages since the first episode.
Yeah, it does.
Maybe because we've been to see Morbius since then, and maybe that's just gone and just
popular
thrown
film
everything out of whack.
Morbius.
Yes. But yeah, I enjoyed the first episode. I thought it was funnier than I expected it to be. Whether that'll continue this week, I don't know, because maybe we'll get some more of the other two characters, his other personas. They seem a bit more serious than Steven, so I don't know how much more humour there'll be in it. But it was very intriguing. I'm interested to see where it goes. I know literally nothing about the character except for that fake comic panel where he's talking to Dracula.
Yeah.
It isn't real. Unfortunately, it's not real. But yeah, I'm interested to see where it goes. Hopefully it's as good as the first episode. They did put both out on day one, which is normally a sign that they don't have as much faith in the second episode if they put 2 episodes out on the first day. So hopefully that's a good sign for this one. But I could be proved wrong.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out in 53 minutes. But yeah, I am intrigued to see where the story goes next, because again, I have no idea either where things could possibly go. Because apparently, what's his name? Ethan Hawke's character is in one issue of Moon Knight, and yet he's like the villain. I was like, oh wow, okay. So I quite like that they're focusing on the characters like that and giving him a much more substantial, different role. And yeah, I don't know is Steven like the main guy we follow for the entire thing, or is like going to be a different personality taking center stage in each episode. I'm excited to see how they're structuring it that way. But I'm willing to kind of check it out because I thought the episode, the first episode was very, very strong. So yes, I assume things will get even crazier than him beating up the dog thing at the end. But yeah, I like to see more of like the actual costume stuff in action in this one, hopefully. But we'll see. Will there be more glass in shoes opening the episode? I hope not, because that was horrible. Will more old women die? Let's find out in episode 2 of Moon Knight. Let's go.
Strange, isn't it?
So strange. Was that?
Oh my god, confirmed, he's in this.
Has anyone seen the security footage?
Well, yeah, I was about to.
You gotta go.
That's me. Oh yeah. Watch, here it comes.
Are you crying?
A bit.
Me.
Knuckle. Houndle.
Oh yeah, Anna the Baskervilles was it?
Egyptian jackal. It was a jackal.
I've heard it all now.
Another Benedict Cumberbatch reference.
Oh my god, Doctor Strange is in this.
Museum has no wish to press charges.
Okay.
But it's going to.
You're not alone.
Buddy,
Oh,
you
buddy.
don't know that,
Yeah.
right?
No idea, pal.
That's our name badge. We're going to hire somebody else called Steven.
Stephen Strange. Oh my god.
I wonder if you can scan that QR code.
Tasted in a Morbius trailer. No!
Oh my god.
It's a head. Oh, no. It's true.
It's a shame. God damn it, it's not a severed head. I mean, there might still be one in there. Spectre? I barely know her. Oh. That's new.
I need you to listen to me very carefully.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Nice.
Look, I don't care how bloody handsome you are. Tell me what it is you are.
He
The
fancies
same
himself.
What are you?
Oh no.
Sure you want to know?
Yes, bloody, yes.
The Loki and Sylvie aunties are going to go crazy. Ooh. Me running from my responsibilities.
Back, you fool.
What was that freeze frame? Oh, Jesus.
Mark, did you see the spiral you put me through? Is that okay, yeah? I'm still your wife.
Oh,
Oh,
By
Jesus.
the way, this would be a great time for you to say something. Anything, just in case it's not clear.
Did you say wife?
Consider this a
Are
divorce.
we...
Funeral rites.
Well, someone knows their unilaterals. You.
Me flirting.
You sent these papers, but you never signed them.
divorce papers.
This is what you wanted.
Consider this a divorce.
Mark, on the other hand, is a right twit. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't. You sure that's scary? You're responsible when they come after her.
Nothing.
Nothing. Never mind.
What's in there?
Nothing. Wait.
oh, well. Now it's her fault.
Take it. Take it. I don't want it. I don't want it. I swear.
I don't want it.
Have it.
She's my queen.
What's this?
Pyramid.
Where'd you get it?
Paperweight shop.
Classic. Come on, nothing's going his way.
He's having a real bad time of it.
I thought we were going to the police station.
You fool.
Now, why would you think that?
Because you pretend to be
Sit
police.
tight.
Oh, I can hear the glass. Ugh.
Okay, what is it? You see him? You see
Yeah.
him right now? That's a privilege I no longer have.
Kill him.
What's he saying?
Oh,
Telling you to kill me?
get him.
Break his windpipe. I am real justice.
Vengeance.
I was his former avatar.
Oh,
Before you.
oh, they broke up.
She tears evil up from the root, casting her judgment before any evil's done.
I think that's what.
That's why we must resurrect her.
It does sound worse. You get how that's worse, right?
Maybe you know someone who does? Maybe Mark?
Don't you do it. Don't you say that.
Where's the scarab?
I haven't.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Seems like a mistake.
Oh, what a mess. Oh dear.
How very power stone are you?
Yeah. He spends most of his time having his hair blown dramatically.
Where the hell are you? I need you to find
Come in! Come in! Come in! Jack of all trades. Oh dear. Oh, Jesus!
Oh,
Oh.
Stephen, what the hell are we wearing? I don't know. She said I needed a suit. Yeah, the ceremonial armor from Concha's temple, not Psycho Colonel Sanders.
Don't bottle it. Nah.
oh dear.
She bottled it. More
Goodness,
importantly,
I'll save on budget.
I was going to say, they're saving on budget and stuff.
Oh,
It would have been very funny if you'd been torn apart, but
God, that suit must be so hard to keep clean.
yeah. Yeah! Does whatever a Moon Knight can.
Whee!
Yay! Oh! Careful, Tom Cruise broke his foot doing that.
Oh dear.
Oh, you're going, yeah. Oh, nice.
God, it's still pretty pointless. Oh dear.
Well, great. One job.
All of that for nothing.
But I'm never going to let you hurt anyone else ever again. Stephen, shut up. Just shut up.
Give you
Stop
a
it.
moment.
Stephen, shut up. I promise.
Oh.
You are
I really want him to go
protecting.
boop with his beak.
Do whatever it takes then.
Should we part, you may not like my next candidate, near and dear as she is to you.
Oh dear.
Whoa, Asgard.
Can you imagine? Where's this then? Where could this be? No clues whatsoever.
It's Las Vegas.
Nice. That was episode 2, Summon the Suit. What did you think?
Definitely summoned the suit.
You did.
Yeah, it was good. There were some answers and also some no answers. I think it's still interesting. I think there's still a lot up in the air. I can see why they kind of compared this to like Indiana Jones, Tomb Raider type thing, because now they're like going to find an ancient tomb and all that kind of jazz, which I like. I'm happy with that. I'd rather they do it over a series and maybe put it into like a 2-hour film, similar to Uncharted, where it just gets a bit, there's not enough there.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they're taking the time. I think it's going to be very interesting to see where it ends with this character. Purely because clearly Mark doesn't enjoy the role he's in. Is it even Mark's body or is it Stephen's body? And if not, where did the other one come from? I think there's still loads of questions to be answered around that, and hopefully we'll get there by the end of the series. I'm sure I could find out just by doing some googling and looking at the character on Wikipedia, but I'd rather not at this point.
Yeah, I think it is up to the show to kind of give those answers, and I imagine there'll be like a backstory episode at some point.
I hope so. But saying that, I quite enjoyed it. I like the horror-esque elements of it that it still plays into a little bit of. I don't think there was as many big laugh out loud moments in this episode as the first one, which is fine. But there was still a good few moments of humour. Layla seems fine. Don't think she wasn't necessarily like the most interesting character in this, I don't think. But it's probably quite hard to be the most interesting when one of the main character is a guy with 3 personalities, one of which is an ancient Egyptian god.
Yeah, and we haven't really seen her interact with the one she actually has history with yet.
Yes, it seems like she's very much there to sort of be the guide for the audience at the minute, the audience surrogate.
Yeah.
Which is fine. It works for other shows, so it's fine for this one. I'm also interested to see how it plays into the wider MCU. Because there's been very few references to the wider MCU in this so far.
Yeah, I think they said at the start like it's not really going to connect in that way. They said it feels quite separate, so it feels very like Phase 1-esque, I think.
Yes, which I think is it's fine to do that by all means, but normally there's still like posters or things in the background that's hints to the wider universe. So it's interesting that they haven't done that yet. Whether that means it's going to play into certain other multiversal things that are coming. Maybe it could turn out that Moon Knight's not actually part of the full MCU and he might pop in later, who knows. It's very interesting. There's 4 episodes left to go after this?
Yes.
So I'm interested to see how they fill those 4 episodes, because surely the next step is, they're in Egypt, next step is to, I guess, go to the temple and stop the god, and then
yeah,
I don't know. So
that's why I think there could be like a whole like flashback one, maybe.
Yes. So hopefully they don't overpad it too much, and they don't have like a filler episode where they just wander around Egypt, which could be next week for like a whole episode doing nothing. But we'll see. That's in the future. Hopefully it still remains good, and I'm enjoying it so far.
Yeah, I enjoyed this one as well. I liked getting a bit more look at like the different suits that he has, and I didn't realize like the fully suited and booted guy, like that version, is actually something that he just made up as he was falling. Because he's like, you just said a suit. I quite like that was like how that came about. I thought it was quite funny. But yeah, getting a look at the the official suit that's in all the merchandise and stuff as well, seeing a bit more of that in action was fun. I think that looks great. I think it's a really cool design. And yeah, just a bit more backstory I think that we need to get in future for both what's going on with the whole situation with Moon Knight and the guy, and the wife as well, and Arthur, I think, is Ethan Hawke's character's name. Arthur Harrow, yes. I'm sure we'll get like some backstory with him at some point. Digitally de-aged Ethan Hawke running about, maybe.
Yes. You never know.
So yeah, I think it's going to be cool to see those moments. I think that's what I'm most excited for right now, to get more aspects of that. Because they have 6 episodes, they don't necessarily need to get into the origin story, if you will, straight away. So I am intrigued by all of that and exactly how the plot will unfold. And yeah, like you said, where they leave the characters by the end of this and what the role in things may or may not be. So yeah, I am intrigued by where the story's going. Since I don't really have much of an idea of like the characters and where it could go, it is interesting that I don't really have any theories right now. It's just kind of a wait and see situation until Mephisto probably pops up at some point.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, it's a very different origin story, I think, that Marvel is telling with this one, because this feels very much like we've been dropped in midway through the origin story. Whereas if you think of recent ones like Shang-Chi, whereas that's actually a cliche origin story, if you will, and to a lesser extent Morbius, but that's MCU adjacent, as I'm sure they'll be calling it. So yeah, it's a very interesting and unique take, which I quite like. And in this episode particularly, I think you could see the comparisons to Batman that I think the comic originally got when it came out.
Yes.
I think a lot of people would compare Moon Knight to Batman, and I can see that. Maybe when they were filming this, they didn't expect the whole vengeance thing to be a big part in the Batman, so they. But now that it sort of has come out, and you know, I feel on the internet there will be quite a few.
Definitely. It's literally one line in the Batman, and like everyone's just made a meme out of it. So they think it's so prevalent, and now they're going to apply it to this as well. It's just so funny, like what aspects of media will just get like.
Oh yeah, it's hilarious.
Spread around.
I'm excited for all the Batman Moon Knight memes, where it's like he's the first vengeance, and like it's just Rob has Batman at the top or something like that.
Yeah,
you know?
I could see
It'd
that.
be
Funny. Yeah, I also liked that we got more of Bird Boy, whatever his name was, that god who's kind of involved in all this, and a few hints at his backstory as well. Like, he seems to have been disregarded, kicked out a bit, maybe frowned upon what he was up to. I do like the clashing views and oppositions about punishing someone before they've committed the crime and everything. So it'd be cool to see where that goes. And yeah, Bird Boy's. I don't know what I was expecting from him. I expected him to be quite scary because that's how they present him at the start. But it's funny. He just seems quite like a casual mate that you just have a chat to.
He seems very. You know, I think it's a thing with all of the gods in the MCU is they can be quite serious and threatening when you don't know about them as much.
Yeah.
But then the more you get to know them, the more they're like just these.
You could just have a pint with them at the pub.
Yeah, because this guy definitely seems to be very tongue-in-cheek at times, you know, when it's like, is he here now? Kill him!
Yeah.
The comedic timing of him is great.
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting to see where the gods thing goes in this, because obviously the MCU has a habit of taking real-world gods and making them, you know, just super powerful alien beings. So is that where this is going to go, or is this something completely different? Who knows? But
we'll see. Maybe
I imagine it'll be alien.
Maybe, or maybe this is how it expands the MCU. Is actually they are literal gods
mutants.
in this case. Oh, they're
mutants.
The
mutants arrive.
They're all Inhumans. They're all mutants.
Oh god, yeah.
So we'll see what happens with it, but I am excited to find out. So yeah, I think that's kind of everything I wanted to say about this particular one. But another very solid episode, and I look forward to more next week with whatever the hell episode 3 is going to be about. I imagine lots of Egypt, which I'm intrigued by. So yeah, we'll see how that goes, and we shall see you for that next week. So until then, have a lovely day. Goodbye.
Bye bye.